Hi, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video. So apologies if I'm a bit of a state in this video, but it is absolutely roasting. And I cannot open the window because then it will be really noisy because I live quite near a main road. Anywho, so quite recently I did a video of what not to say to someone who has a chronic illness. And once again, I just want to say everything that I said in that video is said with humour, and it isn't that annoying when someone says one of those things. That being said, I thought I would make a video of how you can support someone that you love or care about who does have a chronic illness. So a chronic illness is an illness that is for a long time. Typically there is no cure either. There's obviously medications that can make it a little bit better, but there isn't an actual cure for the disease. So there are many different types of chronic illness. I obviously have Crohn's. There are people that have diabetes, that is a chronic illness, or arthritis. So I've put together 10 things that I think would help if you are supporting someone who has got a chronic illness. First thing is to just ask. Like I said, there are so many different chronic illnesses, so what I say in this video that I think would help me may not help someone else, and it's fine to ask people something. It also then allows the other person to lean on you for a bit of support. I am quite bad with asking for help or getting help in any situation, not just with my illness. So if someone offers or asks me, it just makes it a little bit easier for me to say yes or tell them what I need. So yeah, really simply just ask the person that you are trying to support, what can I do to help you? Is there anything I can do to help you? And yeah, if you don't ask, you don't know, so just ask. The next thing is to listen. A lot of the things that I mentioned in the what not to say video, I feel are said because someone feels that they have to have an answer, and you really don't have to have an answer, because I don't have the answers, my nurses don't have the answers, my consultant doesn't have the answers. So I don't expect you to have any answers, but it is wanting someone to just listen. And it is also just making sure you are actually listening. It's really frustrating to have to repeat something that you've already told someone, especially if it is something to do with an illness and it's something that is so important to you, to have to repeat that to someone because they weren't paying attention. It's making sure you're not thinking about what you're going to say next, just listening to that person. A big one for me is to help the person feel more comfortable. I don't mean physically comfortable, although that helps as well. So again, I am speaking from my own perspective. And one of the things about Crohn's is it can be quite embarrassing. Sort of not pulling any faces, not like, I don't know, just not making them feel uncomfortable about speaking about something that is going on with their body or their mind or whatever it is. It's just making sure that they feel comfortable to talk to you about it. It's also making the person feel comfortable when they are kind of going out with you or whatever it is. So something my stepdad does is he always marks out where the toilets are whenever we go somewhere, which I know sounds a bit funny, but that is actually something that makes me feel so much more comfortable. It's just him sort of making sure I know it's not a problem if I need to keep going to the toilet. So obviously, again, it's going to depend on the disease that that person has, how you can kind of make them feel more comfortable, but it's just making someone feel a bit more comfortable. Attending appointments with someone can be such a relief for that person. Going to hospital appointments can be really scary, so having someone with you, for me, makes all the difference. And sometimes I actually don't want those people to come into the appointment with me, just to wait with me, but that's still supporting them, and I find that really helpful. You can also attend like talks on that particular illness. So when I was first diagnosed, there was an IBD day at one of the local hospitals, and both my mum and my stepdad came with me. So yeah, you can kind of attend support meetings with them as well. Just always offer to go to something with them. So I think it is quite important for someone to do their own research. But I know some people have a different view and they actually don't like it when someone goes and Googles the condition. I think one of the arguments is that when you research it, it doesn't show the true extent of the illness. But for me, in an ideal world, someone goes and does research about the kind of basics of the disease, and then they can ask me how it affects me personally. So again, maybe go to the first point and ask them, is this something you want me to sort of research or not? I think researching it is good, but just bear in mind that it doesn't mean you know more about it than that person, and it also doesn't mean you know how their disease affects them. Checking in on someone can make such a difference, and that's besides a chronic illness actually. If you have anyone that you care about, just check in on them every once in a while. It's a nice thing to do, but I think especially people with sort of chronic illnesses, the other thing as well that kind of comes under checking in on them is not to stop asking them to do things. Now, even if you know that they will say no, it's just making sure that you don't completely cut that person off and sort of make them feel any worse. So yeah, just still ask them to do things. You have to be a bit flexible if someone that you love or care about has got a chronic illness, because they may not be the life and soul of the party like they used to, and they may be 1 minute absolutely fine to go out and the next not. It can also even be something as simple as location. That person might feel comfortable going somewhere that they've been before, but might not feel comfortable going to a new place. It's just having that flexibility to try and help accommodate them, but accommodate them because of their illness. And it's difficult because I'm not saying you should compromise your own sort of night or your own day or whatever you're wanting to do to accommodate someone else. But it's just sort of factoring in the fact that they are trying to accommodate an illness as well as their preferences. It can be really easy to take something personal when someone cancels plans, or when they don't turn up to something, or when they're just in a really, really foul mood. I've cancelled plans last minute because I just really didn't feel well, and it makes such a difference for someone to just go, okay, that's fine. Also, I know sometimes I can be really, really snappy because I'm in pain. And again, the people that I'm like snapping at, it's nothing to do with them, it's just because I'm in pain. I do try and apologise after if I have been a little bit of a nightmare. Just know that the person might be in pain, or they're feeling down or something, and they're not meaning to cancel plans or change plans or to snap at you. It's just how they're feeling. So just, yeah, don't take it personally. It is really important to make sure you are taking care of yourself if you do have a loved one who has a chronic illness. Obviously, everything else that I've said is really about that person, but it's really important that you are okay as well, and that you are feeling good before you're trying to support someone else. You can't possibly help someone else if you are not okay first yourself. So you really need to be making sure to take care of yourself all the time. And my last point to make is don't give up. It is long haul. A chronic illness is a chronic illness because it's going to be around for a long time. So the person you care about, the person you love, is going to probably be sick for quite a long time, or they're going to be messing around with medications for quite a long time to try and get them stable. It's not like a cough or a cold and they're going to be better in a week. It is quite a long process. So bearing that in mind and knowing it is going to be a long time that you're going to need to provide this support, which is why it's so important to take care of yourself. But yeah, just don't give up on the person and don't give up the support, because they will need you more than you would know. And I can tell you firsthand that I've got an amazing, amazing support system, and it makes it so much easier to deal with things. So they were my 10 tips. I hope that they helped. Let me know if there are any other videos about chronic illness that you would like to see from me. And if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a brilliant day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.